has on the movement at large. Because at this point, needless to say, it is evidently clear that this isn't an isolated thing at this point. It's a nationwide, if not a worldwide movement against the mandates, restrictions, etc. So it's not as though it's just an isolated thing that was happening in the bridge over in Windsor, Ontario, or on the streets of Ottawa. But what will this I'm trying to say, what will this crackdown do long term? Because you understand the way these things go. Sometimes it can go both ways. Indeed, this might quell things. That's going to be the end of it. Or it should have the opposite effect. It might rile people up. It might say, look, this is what they're doing. This is tyrannical, etc. We need more people on the streets now. Or, as sometimes happens, what happens? Nothing. Those who feel passionate about it will still continue with their cause, and those who don't won't. So it'll just be interesting to see what effect does this crackdown, now that it's shown that the Canadian government is finally following through with the repercussions they kept mentioning over and over. Well, how is this going to change things long term? We shall see. Into the second newsworthy event. Strong wind battered parts of Britain and Northern Europe on Friday, leading to the death of at least one person, damaging buildings and severely disrupting travel. The storm, called Eunice, was the second in less than a week to hit the region and was expected to be the worst in 30 years, a weather official in Britain said. Britain's National Weather Service, the meteorological office, said a wind gust of 122 miles per hour was recorded on the Isle of Wight off the south coast of England, which, if confirmed, would be the country's highest ever. Severe weather warnings were also issued in Belgium and the Netherlands. Richard Miles, a spokesperson for the Met Office, said that the storm was going to be more significant than any since one in January 1990 that killed dozens of people in England. On Friday, a man in his 60s was struck and killed by a falling tree in southeast Ireland. The country's police service said in a statement, the man, the county council, was helping to clear debris from the storm. There were no other immediate reports of deaths, thankfully, and the extent of the damage is unclear. The London Fire Brigade said that it had received more emergency calls over a 2.5-hour period on Friday than it normally receives in a day. They urged people not to call about fallen trees unless there were injuries. More than 200 flights were canceled at airports across Northern Europe, with most cancellations stemming from an airport in Amsterdam. A live stream of jets attempting to land at Heathrow Airport in London was being watched by more than 200,000 people at one point. The video on a YouTube channel for aviation enthusiasts was hosted by Jerry Dyer, who provided colorful commentary with each landing as one plane tilted and drifted toward the tarmac. Mr. Dyer said, "Easy, son, easy, easy," before a successful landing, much to the amusement of viewers worldwide. There were approximately 150,000 power outages reported. The storm was expected to clear out by the end of the day, Mr. Miles said, but conditions will remain windy over the weekend. So, it's just some interesting weather news. As you know, if you're a long enough listener to this program, I cover all sorts of things, and sometimes I do indeed talk about the weather because why not? That said, that's all the discussion in tonight's broadcast. Now, for the remainder of the program, we are going to be balancing everything out with some music. If you tuned into this broadcast, I have no analytics, no statistics, no metrics, no way of knowing anyone out there is listening in. Feel free to write in and let me know you're tuned in if you'd like. Feedback, reception report, music requests are welcome. VORWINFO@gmail.com. Once again, that's VORWINFO@gmail.com. And I'll say that once more, VORWINFO@gmail.com. Reception reports are appreciated. Just let me know how the signal is coming through tonight. If there's a song that you would like to hear, let me know the title and artist that you would like to hear played in the broadcast, and I will try to get it played for you. That said, let us get into our first listener music request.